Alright guys, welcome back to another Warframe video. So, in the last video, I was working towards getting work done on the Entrati standing over at the Necrolisk, but just a few quick updates, and we're going to be kind of jumping around a few places today. One, you may have noticed that, yes, I know everybody had been telling me for ages, hey, you can change your idle animations. I've changed it on some, not on others. I just set it for Titania, so she's got this Titania Noble animation. Looks pretty cool. Definitely better than just standing there like a rock. Nonetheless, so we are going to be continuing to work on the Entrati standing, and it's been, gosh, probably about a week and a half since I last played. Give or take a week and a half. But I did finally get my out-of-state move done, so I am finally moved and settled again. So that's going to help the cause here. But when I first jumped in, what we are absolutely going to be doing today, I always check alerts if there's new ones, and there's some really excellent ones today. Orokin Catalyst Blueprint and Orokin Reactor Blueprint. Those are going to be huge. I absolutely don't have the blueprints for them yet. So we're going to run these two missions and get the blueprints for those. That's where we're going to start today, and it is a new week, and I'm already on Titania. So I will do a Maru's Bazaar Ayatan Run. Don't really need to show that. I may leave it in. I may cut it out. But anyway, that's where we're going to start today before we regain our bearings and try to remember where we were. We'll have to jump back to the Necrolisk and take a peek over there for me to jog my memory at what I was last doing. I feel like it had something to do with the sun, but we'll check when we get over there. So yeah, much to do, guys, much to do. Without further ado, that's where we're starting. I guess I'll just go one after the other. Spy followed by interception.
Tenno, you are here to infiltrate data vaults and retrieve highly sensitive enemy information. You're nearing the console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data. Data extracted. They won't even know it's gone.
Okay, quick in and out, easy peasy.
The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
Oh, this one, yeah.
Excellent work.
Okay, 2 for
Clean
2.
extraction with no alarms. The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
Not that one.
Alarms have been triggered. You need to retrieve that data before the extraction is complete. Data integrity verified. Retrieval was successful.
Easy enough, in and out. We got done what we needed. That is amazing. I'm guessing it's going to take a fair bit of,
You have new quests in your
parts that are not the easiest to come by to craft them, but just having the ability to do so is huge.
Inbox messages await the operator. I wonder what they say.
Yeah, you know what? Let's check it from up there. Barokitir is at Larunda. Dreamer spawn. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh, no, maybe that's just a gift. That's new today. Let's see, squad receives plus 0.03 energy regen per second and plus 1.5 health regen per second. And that's maxed. That, to me, doesn't seem like it would be strong enough to warrant even using. Just surface level. I mean, I guess it's cool. We got it as a freebie. All right, let's check the next alert. This is for the Orokin Reactor. So, interception. I don't remember which mission type this is. It might be the one that I find annoying that I normally use Octavia. But we'll see when we get in here.
We have located enemy's planetary
Indeed it is.
communication towers and remain in control long enough to decode incoming messages.
We'll just grab these and then quickly fly around.
Tower captured. Beginning stream decode now. This tower is ours now. The enemy have captured the tower.
Who's on this and where? These guys over here. Okay.
We have successfully decoded the message. Clear the area.
Is that it?
Broadcasting another message. Make
They're
sure
making
the
us go
enemy
round
never
two?
receives it.
Okay, fine. Fine, fine. The gift is good enough, Lotus, so if you want 2 rounds, I'll give you 2 rounds. I think that might be it. I don't see anyone else. Okay. Done and done. That is amazing. Okay, so that is actually amazing. So let's see what's actually required to craft these things. Where would that be? Miscellaneous? Orokin Reactor? Orokin Catalyst? Well, it appears that it doesn't take too awful of parts. Okay, so I already could start making quite a bunch of those, which is the stuff that's going to make my frames and my weapons stronger. I've already got 2 of each. Now I can pretty much with impunity just spend what I want and start boosting my kit. Void Rig Capsule, that's right. We do still need 1 more of those, and I may have needed to farm for some fish for something else. I feel like that might have been what we were left on. So before we do anything else and jump back over into the Necrolisc, I'm going to quickly head over to Mars, and we are going to jump over and visit Maru and grab us some Ayatan. Sure, calm is fine.
Okay, you know the drill. Get in. Get the Ayatan treasure. Don't get killed. Simple, right?
It's simple enough.
Well, this should be fun.
Nearly there.
Stretch first. You know, limber up.
Okay.
My, oh my, I think you found it.
I know I found
That's
it.
what we came here for.
Hey, hey!
Done.
And a little cyan star on the way out. You can never be mad about that. All right. Drop back down. Little zippy zip on out of here.
With honor.
Frankly, the way that I see this is that having a bunch of Indo is going to be a lot more important now. Now that I have the blueprints for the Orokin reactors and catalysts, that I can really start upgrading some gear. So having the points to put those fully spec'd out mods is going to be important. So yeah, we are getting ready to turn the corner onto the big time Indo grind, guys. So far, this is a pretty good first day back on Warframe. Good to be back in. I could not have imagined what was going to be the gift from Lotus in that alert. That's incredible. Okay. Equipment. Mods. Ayatan treasures. Ayatan Ire sculpture. Don't know what that one is. Just 3 cyans on this one, huh? Oh, that could have been better, but that's okay. Look, 1,425 Indo for 5 minutes of work. I'm not mad about it. Not even sure how much I have right now. I've done a little bit of mod upgrades as I've been playing the last few weeks, but not a ton, because I've been focusing down on different types of stuff.
Bazaar. Tenno from all over the system come here to trade. Need any pointers? Oh, this is a
Okay,
fun
7,600.
piece. I have a
Yeah,
hard time
we're
getting
still a
this
little
up.
bit low.
Yeah, I'm not judging you, understand. I mean,
That's
you
all right.
must really need that endo. Come back anytime.
All right. We'll head out. And then we are going to head back over to the Necrolisk and double check what in the world we were doing over there. All right, guys. So next we are going to head back over to the Necrolisk and get the lay of the land. All right, guys. Sorry. So I just caught that the batteries in my audio recorder died. Just swapped those out. All I did was jump back up to the Necrolisk to remind myself again what I was doing. The long and short is that I have to go fishing for some of the gill parts, which I think I ended up finding them in the cave right off of this main fast travel point down here. So that's what we're going to do again. No need to show that again. I just got to spend some time fishing. Not a big deal. We'll come back. We'll cut the fish. Once we have, I think it's 25, then we can go back to Kermeros and purchase the Zarim. And then it's just getting the daily XP for the next 2-3 days. So we're kind of going to be stuck in a little bit of a holding pattern of what we can do here over in the Necrolisk, working towards the Entrati standing, but that's okay. So I am just going to quickly head over to the caves. I'm going to do some fishing. I'll do a cut. We'll come back. We'll trade in, and once we have the parts we need, we'll double check how many tokens we can spare towards our daily Entrati standing limit cap. And then we'll see how many more days it will take us over here. So we'll have a little bit of grinding to do, but that's okay. I also do want to pop into Sanctuary Onslaught and finish maxing out this melee weapon on my back. And maybe we will finally pop in, take a peek at some of the weaponry, you know, maybe something like the Exceltra or that Zorus Glaive that I know I'm going to be keeping, and just see if we can finally get one of the Orokin. I don't remember if it's Reactor or Catalyst, maybe a frame. We'll play a bit around with that as well and try to have a relatively short and sweet. I've got a lot of background grinding I need to do, but in the next video, of course, we're going to jump back into a story mission. Then after that, it's just background grinding towards Entrati. So we'll probably finally test out a new frame as well. So I'm just going to head to the caves, go get a little fishing done. I think the last time I went, I came in on this point. So I will get that done. We'll do a cut, and then we will come right back. All right, guys, I just finished up another round of fishing. Only took about 15, maybe 20 minutes. But I definitely have the parts that I need now to grab this Zerum mutagen with a few little left over. So we're going to grab that.
I'd love a closer look. I can kit you out so it's a more pleasurable experience.
Oh, that's right. We already have the blueprint. We have to go back to the orbiter to craft. So let's just head out of the Necrolisk. We'll head back to our orbiter. We will get that crafting. We will come back, and then we'll see how many tokens we can trade in for daily standing. I suspect that we're going to have to do a bit of bounty grinding down there. Probably Mother would be the easiest way to do it. But let's just double check. Miscellaneous. I don't even know what this would be under Zerum. Yep, we can build that. Okay.
Items ready. Claim them now.
Okay, perfect. So we've got our mutagens ready. Let us just go head back over to the Necrolisk one more time. Calm is fine. Entrati standing. We'll say rank up.
Open to dialogue.
Okay, so we've got what we need. Now it's just getting up to that 70,000 mark. So let's
I very much enjoy our talks.
try to remember which corner we turn. I think it's this one. It's the closest to get to grandmother. She's right over here. I believe that's right. That is correct. So we can exchange.
Hello, shall we?
Nope, not exchange.
Maybe
Trade
later.
tokens for Entrati standing. Should have still several hundred. Yeah. 335. I mean, it's not a ton. 215 looks like our daily cap. Redeem. That'll get us up to 21.5. We had 7,000, so we know we're going to need quite a lot more. So we're going to have to do some bounty grinding.
You and I have a
Leaves us with
chinwag.
120. Yeah.
As
So
you wish.
100%. We are going to have to do some big time bounty grinding for Mother. So we'll just turn the corner again. Go back to Mother. And we'll see which ones could possibly give us the most tokens. Yeah, we're at 28.2 of 70. So it's going to be a fair bit of grinding. We are not going to do that today. Not right now. That is going to be background work for me. I don't really need to show you running a million
There's
bounties.
so much
But I
to
will
be
come
done
back.
around
Obviously,
there.
again, I do still need that void capsule for the Necromech, which is required. But there are some pretty good ones here, like right here. That gives you 131. Reclaim what's ours. I mean, that's like the easiest 131, followed by a 77 right next to it. That also doesn't seem to be a big deal. I mean, so there's some pretty quick and easy ways to get some pretty decent, pretty big tokens from Mother without it having to be a complete slog. I'm just trying to make sure that I rotate these isolation vaults in the middle so I can eventually get that void rig capsule drop. So we're going to skip that for now. We're going to head out of the Necrolisk. We are going to head back to our orbiter, and we are going to take a peek, say at, let's just start with taking a peek at this Zenistar. Okay, it's very close. It's at 25. So I haven't messed with this that much. It's got 4 points open. Actually 4 of 54. It's got a pretty big capacity, to be honest. I don't know what else we could do with this with just 4 points for now. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to swap off of this for the time being. Let's just pull out something like the Zorus that we know that we're keeping. Also, obviously, I am a massive fan of Broken War, which I am also keeping. So let's just start with the Zorus, though. So let's go into upgrade. It is maxed. Let's go. I believe you click and right stick to actions is where I've seen this before. Doubles your mod capacity. So let's install the catalyst. Okay, yeah. So we're now at 31 of 70. So that immediately gives us a bunch of points to play with. So this is pretty solid on crit already, just based on what it's sitting on. 20%, obviously that could go higher. But if it does proc, you know, all of these other things that pop in, the heavy is pretty big. The throw we know is going to be pretty good. The damage and the crit and the multiplier, all pretty much the same. So what we are looking at, charge throw, yeah, we do use that one quite a bit. Has a slightly higher crit, and we do just want to keep this kind of spread. So I think what I want to do is
everything wrong.
double check if there's any other kind of glaive specific ones. We've got power throw. There could be some others on here that would also make good sense. I mean, this honestly wouldn't be bad, because that will give us a big base bump to crit across the board. I mean, that's nearly 50% now. We already had the points in there. That gives us plus 120. If I had the Indo to keep popping that up, that could actually end up being really useful. Let's see. So that is contingent on combo multipliers. Let's take that one out. This, I think, bumps up that crit chance so high now that it's really not necessary. So what I'm going to consider is just to see what else we could throw on that ties into the crit now, because I wasn't considering it as a crit weapon before. But having those extra points and throwing that on, it absolutely can. So why don't we just look at this one more time, see what we could throw in that kind of drills into crit. Obviously, we could throw a higher status chance on there for our viral and electric to proc. Crit damage. Since it's critting now, this actually could be pretty good. That also gives us heavy attack wind-up speed. We're basically using it for its throw, not for its heavy. So I could probably get more mileage out of just doing a standard organ shatter. Down here, yeah, for higher percentage for fewer points. So that gives the multiplier, I mean, that really does throw the numbers up quite a bit. Power throw is already maxed. Status duration could also be pretty decent. We could still leave some points in the background if we had 3 obvious ones. Crit chance, plus 20 for the chance. That's for 4 points. That would drop us down to 8, which would not allow us to use a maxed smite. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it at this for now. We'll probably bump this up just a little bit over time, and then to finish out the build, depending on where we are for a specific enemy type, we're going to pop in to one of these smite, whatever the specific type we're fighting. I think that's going to be pretty good for this build. Definitely, if you guys have some other suggestions for me, maybe something that's obvious to you that I'm not considering, definitely let me know in the comments. But yeah, that is the first catalyst of any kind, Orokin catalyst or reactor, whatever it was called on this, that I've done. And that immediate point boost, I mean, it allowed me to basically take what was not a crit weapon at all and turn it into a very high likelihood of critting, and then just really heavily boosting the numbers across the board. So yeah, that has a pretty dramatic and immediate impact on the numbers. It'd be interesting to see how it feels back in practice. What I want to try to do now is, you know what? Why don't we do Titania? I've been using her a fair bit. Let's just jump in and say upgrade. Let's go into actions. She's already got the upgraded, right, because I think that was a gift from the store. So she's already got the catalyst. So there's nothing really to mess with there. But what about one that I just earned? And I do know, obviously, that there is a Prime variant, but I do use Rhino a lot. So, I mean, why not? I can craft the things now. Let's just pop in. Actions. Upgrade. Let's throw in an Orokin reactor. Boom. And immediately 30 points right into the tap. That's actually bonkers. Now almost the only thing that's holding me back would be, the endo to start really boosting up all of these mods. So let's just look at this. Streamline's already maxed. Intensify is 1 shy. Could I bump that 1 more? It might mess up another build I have somewhere in the background. Let's find out. It would mess up mag. Yeah, that's the problem. Is I've got some builds in the background. But if I can get enough of these catalysts and reactors crafted, then I can just get them onto the frames. The problem is I don't know which ones I'm going to be using the most often or not yet. I have an idea of some that I'm definitely keeping in the rotation. They're the ones that I do already use the most. But let's see what else we have. Ability strength. Armor. I mean, you don't really need that with Rhino. That's kind of his whole thing. I guess I could throw extra health. His shield is already fine. Equilibrium, we can take that lower tier 1 off and put a higher tier 1 on now. Let's see, what else might make some sense? I have the points I could throw in a rush on him now if I wanted, which I might consider doing that. But let's just see if there's anything else on here that might make more sense. Ability range, for how I use Rhino, it's not that important. I think for my purposes, I am going to put on the speed boost. Let's just pop rush on. I like that as a quality of life item. We've got plenty of points left now. Make him a little less slow. Then after we get a little more endo in the tap here, we can come back in and start bumping some more of these other core mods. But yeah, I mean, throwing those catalysts and reactors in really makes a big difference. I mean, it gives you the points to get stuff maxed and leaves you more to like just finish filling out the build. And I am certain, of course, that, these are not the most optimized builds, but in the immediate here and now, they're definitely going to be stronger than they have been. And I will get these tightened up over time. But yeah, just taking a peek at that, that's pretty huge. So let's see, the date that I did this and that I am officially settled in my new state is February the 24th. So that's where we are in real time in relation to when this is recorded. So this is probably going live, give or take 2.5 weeks after I recorded it, somewhere in that vicinity. So what I do want to do next, since we're not going to do, whoops, I was just playing with those Orokins just to see their effect, which seems to be pretty immediate and drastic. I'm going to swap back to Titania. I'm also going to swap off of the Zorus back onto the Zenistar. We may do a quick Sanctuary run to see if we can get some work done on the Zenistar. But what I do want to do while this event is still up, I just want to head back in and see if there's any new things towards that flamethrower weapon. I keep forgetting the name. I think it's called the Ignis Wraith. I just want to see. It was like Advances, Debt Bonds, or something like that. I don't remember the exact name, but I know there's, if I recall correctly, I was like 5 short or something like that. Let's just jump back over here again.
Stardust. You made it.
Let's start with this, the weapon. Yeah, Ignis Wraith. It is Advances, and I am 5 short. I could grab that, but I already have some snipers. This is the one I'm thinking. So I need 5 Advances Step Bonds in the last 4 days that this is going. Let's see if there's any means to earn advances up here right now. No. No.
is stitched
No.
with their color.
No. So you just kind of got to catch it when they come up. So if I come and check back anytime within the next 30 minutes to an hour, maybe it rotates on to one that throws some advances spawns up there. So for the here and now, we're going to head back out of here. We're going to leave Fortuna, and where we are going to wrap up for the day is we're just going to head into Onslaught. I will put it on the public, and we're going to see if we can just use this Zenistar to get it maxed or close to maxed. So I'll head up here to the nav. We'll turn this back on to public. Not sortie. Where is it? Syndicate. We'll just go to the basic Onslaught. Use it like a baseball bat. Okay. Yeah, for a very large weapon, it's actually is reasonably quick, all things considered. Okay, yeah, we'll just hang out here.
Proceed immediately.
Do a little meditation. Really think on our performance. Yeah, that was quick. That was a very quick 5 levels. It really only took 2 rounds. I mean, it was basically already done at that point. That was quick. Not mad about it.
Hunter.
So that's one more maxed out. I don't hate this weapon. You know, that's for sure. Let's just double check if I have any other that I have yet to use. I do not for now. What about any we could possibly craft? Let's just check the foundry. Just before we wrap up, we may as well just do ourselves the benefit of taking a peek. Again, it's been a week and a half. I don't remember exactly what I had going on here. The caddis, if we had a bow. Don't I have a bow? Cronus I already have. Gunson. If I wanted to use some plastid and oxium, I could make that. But the problem with this is I've got frames that require those, and those take a little bit of time to farm, so I'm not going to grab this. Yes, I could, but I'm not going to. Nikana, if I had Argon Crystal, frankly, if I had Argon Crystal, I would just craft another part for another new frame. So we're not going to mess with that for now either. Pathocyst, what is this? If I had one more Pathocyst blade, I could make the Pathocyst. It has intrinsic viral. Not bad. Not bad at all. Sub-Aegis, I already own. Strophitrica, Purified Hecaphron, and Tempered Bapholite. Now, I don't remember if I have any... You know what? Actually, I can do this right from here. Let's check here. Do I have the... Nope, that will have to farm from the drift. But we could theoretically get that going reasonably quickly. I could do another set of this. Pyrrol, but I feel like, frankly, focusing down the Necromech would be the most critical mass thing I have going right now. So we have a lot of opposite directions we can go, guys. But the next thing that I really need to double down on is just grinding for bounties in the Necrolisk in the background and seeing if I can pull that Void Rig capsule. So that is the bit of work I'm going to be doing in the background. But we did get a decent chunk of stuff accomplished today. And, of course, getting the lay of the land after being gone for a week and a half. So, guys, very glad to finally be settled in my new state. Very glad to get back in to Warframe. And really just awesome that the Orokin Catalyst and Reactor blueprints dropped like basically for free from a Lotus alert. So yeah, all in all, it's looking good. I have a very clear idea of what I'm going to be doing in the background here so that we can get our standing up. Remember, the entire purpose of doing this was to test the theory about what those possible 5 Deimos missions that I don't know about could be. It could be tied to Entrati standing, getting that up high enough, and then it could also just be tied to some story missions. So we will find out over time, but we are not going to stop until we get all of this wrapped up. Guys, that is going to do it for today. Very glad to be back, and I have much more content to get recorded in the background. As always, I appreciate you checking in, and we will catch you on the next one.